So Zach Taylor, you better not miss with this next defensive coordinator hire. So while we're talking about this, Zim, some of the names that we talked about so far are Robert. we've talked. Oh my God, no. I don't see Zach hiring him. I don't. Let me tell you why. Zach is a guy, and we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Zach strikes me as a guy that I don't know if he'll bring anyone in here that might threaten his position or make him feel a little bit uncomfortable. I don't see him hiring a Robert Saleh. I don't. I think Robert makes him a little too uncomfortable.
Let me say this though. Mm-hmm. I think his seat's so hot, he don't have a choice.
I agree. Hell, if I'm ownership, if I'm front office, I'm getting involved in it. But I can tell you right now, here are some of the names that I'm going to rattle off to you really quickly that the Bengals and Zach Taylor might consider. Robert Livingston, right? Al Golden, Aubrey Pleasant, Mike Zimmer. How about this? Brandon Staley. How about that? Brandon Staley. Those are some of the names. Those are the safe names, right? The guys that they know.
I will be pissed. Bro.
Listen, I'm being honest with you, man. Like, these are some real names that we could be looking at for the Bengals to show interest in, because for you, like Zach is under a microscope. Zach isn't in a spot where he could cherry pick. But, Ken Dipple, you said Bengals wanted Jack Del Rio previously. The seat is a little too hot. He just got a DUI 2 weeks ago. The seat is too hot. Just got a bad DUI too. I don't know.
I don't know if y'all seen Rex Ryan on ESPN. He's throwing his name in the hat.
For what?
In DC.
I mean, he's saying it without saying it, but he's like, everybody would line up that has a defensive background to get this job. He's like, everybody would. I just posted it on my Twitter, but he's like, everybody will want this job. And everybody's like looking at him in the room like, so Rex, you want the job?
For me, it's like, I wonder, would Zach hire a strong personality guy? A guy that commands the room. That guy that is a leader. I love that we're having this dialogue. Danny, I want you to jump in on this too, because I think that guys like Rex Ryan is a damn dog. Like, you know that already. He's coming in, he's taking control, where Zach lacks. He jumps in. I don't know if he hires a Rex Ryan. I don't know if he hires a rah-rah guy like Robert Saleh. And to be honest with you, I don't need you to be a rah-rah guy. I need you a guy that can execute the X's and O's, be consistent, and make this defense have an identity. That's what I want. I don't need a guy who how many of us want to eat a W tonight? I don't need any of that. I need a guy that can look. It's cool. It's cool. But it's not the first prerequisite. That's what I'm saying.
I have so many thoughts on this. All right. So you remember how to do just in the comment section. Shout out to everybody checking us out. Appreciate you having me on here. I'm very sorry I had some technical difficulties. I'm so sorry about that. Appreciate everybody checking us out. Make sure y'all like and subscribe before we even get into this, because we're going to get into this today, right?
Yeah.
But the one thing that I think that I keep on saying is I don't care about the lip service at the podium, right? Like this whole season, I've been like, everybody's like, I want Zach to say, I'm like, I don't even really care about that. I wanted the action, right? Is Lou Anarumo, like, I don't know. We can go back and forth. I feel like there's pros and cons of moving on from Lou. So I'm not, oh my God, yes, we did it. Yeah. Because of this part. This is the scary part. The rah-rah guy, the guy that wanted you to rah-rah just now, Malik, you don't need podcasters rah-rah. This is the other side of it. I want the young infusion of talent, a Robert Saleh running the fields with these young dudes. That, like you said, that isn't the prerequisite of what I need, but whoever takes this job has to be full on. I'm playing young guys. The Bengals just drafted 11 dudes in this last draft. They just had a kick-ass 2023 draft full of talent with DJ Turner, Dax Hill, all these dudes, Chase Brown, and everything like that. It's a young movement. The veterans now are Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. That's how young the team is. So if the defensive coordinator comes in and he is rah, the dude that just was calling for Malik to be like rah right now, you don't need us to do that. The guy that's actually influencing the team on a day-to-day basis, I think I want that level of energy. And if it's not that, if you give me an even kill, more Dennis Allen, more calculated version of it, it still results. That's all I want is results. Like all of that talking, Cincinnati, we about to find out right now. All this time when we be like, big market teams would have moved on from there. This is what happens when you fire a team. Now all that rah-rah shit that everybody's talking about they want to see at press conference, that shit is over. Mm-hmm. This is the part where teams actually go into their war room and strategize on a plan. You don't need people saying like, oh my God, let's turn up and let's ride. You don't got to ride no more. You got the firings that everybody was calling for, like, or some of them, a lot of people want Zach gone, right? But you got some. So now's the time. Let's go and implement a plan. If it is the rah-rah defensive coordinator, dude, I'm not mad at that because it's a youth movement and there's an argument. And the biggest argument against Lou right now is if he plays some of those young guys early in the season, I don't think he'd be fine. I think we'd be in the playoffs, 10, 11 wins, and I think we win. I could be wrong. We'll never know. But that would be the pushback on Lou.
Yeah, and I think that's when we look at this. I think that there's a case for a lot of these guys, like we said. The Dennis Allen is the one where the dude doesn't have a job right now. So he's the one, he was hired in 2019. Like, it makes a lot of sense. And when we talk about what we need and what we're looking for, I think that there can be a case for the rah-rah guy. I think that it is something that maybe that this team could balance out with Zach Taylor, right? Zach Taylor isn't necessarily that guy, so that could be the case. But for all these candidates, I'm looking at two different things. I'm looking at somebody who's either, right, a veteran or somebody who's had a previous connection with Zach Taylor. And that's kind of how, I'm looking at these guys like the Aubrey Pleasants of the world. These are the ones where it's saying, hey, who can I truly see Zach Taylor hiring? But I also think that, and this was the conversation we were kind of having, is this is a different ballgame than 2019. Like, exactly what Rex Ryan said on national television. Nobody was saying that in 2019 about this team. The fact that two waves of defense coordinators came and went 2019, that's not happening now. So I think that the opening for this position, it's kind of 50-50, right? It's saying, hey, does a guy really want to tie themselves to Zach Taylor? But also a guy could see this as a golden opportunity. Hey, this team was in the Super Bowl a couple years ago. This team has an MVP on the other side. If I go in and do my job, we are set and we're going to be a shoo-in for the playoffs. So I think it is a very attractive position. And when we look at these guys, I think you've got your pick. And I think that the final point I'll make is the Zach Taylor conversation versus the defense coordinator conversation. I don't know if you're extremely excited looking at this crop of, potential head coaches and saying, hey, if Zach Taylor was gone, are we confident in the guy we're going to bring in? Versus now saying, hey, is the impact of bringing in a defense coordinator, is it going to help, Zach Taylor bring him to the next level? I think that it could. So Aubrey Pleasant, Dennis Allen, I think you've got your pick of these guys. Some people are saying Marvin Lewis. I don't know if I would
come on, Marvin Lewis ain't coming here.
Go back there,
and nor would they do that.
But